Brian Lara has come to the crease. Huge ovation from the Guyanese crowd. And he comes in at the score at 2 for 10. An average just touching on 50. Highest ever test score, 375. And he is the West Indian captain, and there is his opposite number. Steve Waugh playing in a record 157th test. Brian Lara won the toss, batted this morning, and after about 35 minutes, he comes into the score 2 for 10. Gillespie having taken the wicket. Lara's first ball of the series.
Well, a bit of swing there again for Jason Gillespie, but the ball that he got Darren Ganga with, certainly no swing here. But have a look at this angle. Not a great deal of bounce. The ball hitting the bottom of the bat. But I still think, although he would have expected the ball to bounce a bit more than it did, pace is what took the ball onto the stumps as well, because it did hit the bat. Off stump being disturbed and Jason Gillespie elated. Why shouldn't he be? This is not the sort of pitch on which fast bowlers have a grand time. But an early wicket for him. An early disaster for the West Indies. Not looking very good at the moment. 3 overs each for Brett Lee and Jason Gillespie. A wicket each as well.
Three slips, 2 gullies, and 2 men catching on the leg side. And it's crunched through for 4. So the first boundary. And the class shows immediately.
What made that worse for Brett Lee is that it was signalled as a no bowler as well. So it's at least another 7-no ball over. But what a shot from Brian Lara. Short of a length, just tending to drift across his body, not really swinging away from him, just drifting across his body. But he knew that was 4 immediately. No point in even looking to see that it gets to the boundary. It's gone.
Bit of a change in the field for Lara when he comes to bat. Lehmann goes into bat pad on the leg side. There's a wide mid-on, but huge area at mid-off for Lara, just hogging the covers. So anything over pitched on middle and off stumps will go down to the mid-off boundary or punch through point. 2 boundaries to Brian Lara, both from the cut shot. He is a fabulous player, square of the wicket.
Well, a similar shot to the one he played off Brett Lee, but this one was hit a lot harder. A bit short, a bit wide, not very short, not very wide, but short and wide enough for Brian Lara. Bang. Again, no bother about moving.
Mid-off's been put in now. And that won't matter because he's split the gap between cover and mid-off. That's exactly where Hogg was the ball before. Beautiful placement from Lara. Really showing his class in the first 10 minutes or so of his innings.
Well, Jason Gillespie trying to correct the mistake of the previous delivery. It was a bit too short, it was a bit too wide. So this time he has elected to pitch the ball a bit further up, but a bit too far up. This time he has to do a bit of exercise.
Andy Bickle coming on for Australia at the Regent Street end to replace Jason Gillespie. Gillespie finishing his first spell of this series, 5 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 11. Crunched away again. One of the real problems of being a medium pacer in this part of the world, if you don't get it absolutely right against players like Brian Lara, you are going to suffer for it. It must be line and length for a long period of time if you're a medium pacer. So it's going to be an interesting couple of months for Andy Bickle to show us his wares.
3 in a row. third time that he has received that sort of delivery. One each from the three pacers. Similar shots, similar result.
Man on the fence now at point. Hogg went and fetched the ball and stayed there. That's 2 for 35. You don't see point on the fence too often around the world. But the respect that the Australians have for Lara, and they just feel that he's in some pretty good run-scoring form at the moment, the way that he started today. 4 boundaries. He's been at the crease for half an hour. Beautiful shot. Outstanding shot from Lara. He knew the man was at point. He started to play the cut shot, and the brain went into gear and realised there was a man at point on the fence, so he just glided it through where the vacant gap is between second slip and gully.
Well, I mentioned those gaps. 2 slips, big gap between second slip and the gully. And Brian Lara good enough to just guide the ball into that gap. No edge, no slanting of the face of the bat that could get the ball to slide off and go for a catch. You could see the bat coming down onto the ball.
Rudy Koertzen having a chat with Brett Lee. Had a wonderful World Cup, Rudy Koertzen. And that will run away for 4 as well. No stopping it once it goes past the infield. It went down, and more frustration for Bickle. But another boundary, 6 to Brian Lara.
Well, he was a bit severe on Bickle in his first over, Lara, and give him any room outside that off stump. And he's been very severe on that cut shot today. Past Langer there, wide of him. Right over the top of that, played that beautifully, just placed it. Plenty of bat on it. As I said before, he's looking very dangerous. This is his sort of wicket, his sort of situation. So what I'm saying, after winning the toss and on this wicket, that's, well, Lara'd be really disappointed. He's at batting at the moment, and, well, he's doing it so easily. Mind you, he is a much better player than all the rest anyway, but this pitch is pretty easy. It's a poor result at the moment.
Struck in front. Now that could be close. He's given him. It's taken a long time, but Ashoka De Silva raises the dreaded finger. The West Indies captain heads for the pavilion. The faces are long. The local fans are sad because the West Indies are in deep, deep trouble. Andy Bickle strikes.
Well, that is a huge wicket there for Bickle. I was just a little concerned whether Lara had gone across too far. He does, on the move across his stumps. Bickle's bowled a fuller one for once. Lara, well, it was just a matter of whether he was caught in front. Ashoka De Silva thinks he was. We'll just have a look at the replay. Now, there he is, shuffling across. Well, it just hit him on the round off stump, is it? Little bit of doubt there, but it playing across the delivery like that. Ashoka De Silva took his time. Up goes the finger. And that's a bad result for the West Indies. 53 for 5.